Hello, everybody. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is So I'm Watching Mayfair Witches, Season 1, Episode 3, Second Line. I like this one.
Me too. It just, again, makes me want to go to New Orleans.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to say that every single episode.
Also, I looked up the Pontchartrain, and I would like to eat at all 4 restaurants that exist in there. One of them is like a little diner, and then they have a bar, and then like a fancy restaurant.
The drinks that you were naming, was it from the bar or the restaurant? Yeah. Okay, well, although I want to go there.
The fancy restaurant does have some of those cocktails on the brunch menu.
Love that. Love that. Let's do it.
Okay, before we do anything, we have to pour one out for Delphine.
I hate it.
Literally horrifying.
I'm glad I closed my eyes.
It was disgusting.
It was sounded like very squishy.
Missing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do Delphine like that.
So, okay, Carlotta is like a hard bad guy for me.
Yeah, same.
All right. So she basically, like, they have the necklace. They're trying to get Rowan, but she, like, goes away with Ciprian from the hotel at the beginning. She, like, leaves Carlotta behind and goes with Ciprian. And so they're trying to figure out a way to get her there and also trying to find a way to get Lasher, like, off their backs, kind of.
Yeah. And they were like, they said that the only way to get rid of him was to bind him to someone.
Yeah.
But I think that they're missing the key component with like the binding. The person who is that you were binding them to has to be like okay with it.
Willing.
Yeah.
Because then later they're just like her and Millie, which I guess they're sisters, are just like sitting there listening to Delphine slam herself into the wall because she lured her to the basement under false pretenses for like the curtains or whatever. And I just was like, you've seen the Jessica Lange in Coven when she's like, or no, it's not Coven, it's the first one of American Horror Story. And she's like, there's not going to be a swimming pool, you stupid little slut. And it's just like Carlotta sends Delphine down to get the curtains. And I was like, there's not going to be any curtains.
No.
That's not what's happening. Anyway, so she's just like repeatedly slamming her head into the wall. And Carlotta is like, he doesn't like her wearing it because they said that Deirdre wanted her to have the necklace.
They like forced her to put it on. And she knew.
She absolutely knew.
I don't want to.
I don't like it.
I don't either. And like you knew. I mean, at least I knew that she wasn't going to get out unscathed in any way, shape, or form.
Here's the thing is like, I don't think that Lasher is a good guy. Obviously not. He's like a demon or whatever. But I kind of thought he just like wouldn't engage.
Yeah, that's what I thought
with
too.
Delphine.
I was kind of hoping it just wouldn't take and she'd go back up the stairs and be like, why'd you lock me down there, you crazy white lady? I'm out of here. That's what I was really hoping for.
Yeah. I'm pretty annoyed about that. So going back, Rowan went with Ciprian, like I said, to his swank loft.
I would live there in a fucking heartbeat. So give me a reason to move in.
Here's my only issue is that couch did not look very lazy.
No.
That looked like a couch for show.
Yeah.
That's my only issue. But it's beautifully appointed. He has to leave to take care of some, I forgot the name of it again. The organization. Temecula.
No. Oh God. Hold on. Let's look it up so people won't correct us again.
Well, everybody's been being very nice in the comments.
And it's not that.
Talamasca.
There we go.
Okay, so he's got some Talamasca business downstairs, so he has to leave her for a little while. And in the meantime, his sister arrives, who is heavily pregnant. She is apparently being a surrogate. Rowan is really going through it, and so she says a lot of cryptic, sort of guilt-inducing things about how the baby is probably really connected to her. Her name is Odette.
She's always going to look for her.
Yeah,
and
I just
wonder about her.
You know, I know you're having but don't project, Rowan. So then the fire alarm goes off. It's obviously Lasher doing it, but with Rowan being outside, he can like lure her away. So she starts going towards First Street, which is where the Mayfair house is. And she gets caught up in New Orleans funeral, which are so cool. They're like really cool.
It looked really neat.
Yeah. I have been in the warehouses where they keep the Mardi Gras floats.
Really? That's cool.
It was super cool. My parents were on one for the Coast Guard.
Oh.
They like had a Coast Guard float.
Neat.
So she ends up going and she meets this woman who's not a woman. It's Lasher. And he buys her a test tube shot, which I think was also drugs.
Yeah, I think so too, because he very much was like that one specifically all the way in back.
In the back. And it was also like black.
Yeah.
It was like really a sketchy color as well. And so she takes it and then she follows the funeral. She is wearing the drabbest brown pajamas you
it's
ever
like a sienna
did see.
Color.
In the dark night of the New Orleans cemetery, it looked brown.
Yeah.
It was just brown. It's fine. She's a boring doctor. Just let's get her in.
It looks really cozy.
Yeah. Let's get her in some deep greens.
Yes, please.
Like Alexandra Daddario is begging for a green or like even like a blush.
Yeah.
So who was the second person that? Well, then she sees actual Lasher with the mask on,
and he tells her his name is Adonis.
Well, I mean, not no. Here's the thing. She is, I know that it's like drugs and also like magical, like seduction or whatever, but she is deeply bereaved. And I just was like, put your pussy away. It was like, he walks up and says, hey, and she basically was like, you got it, buddy. Whatever I can do for you is fine. And so I just like, I would love to have like one solid episode where she is not like mentally incapacitated.
Yeah,
and
and like where her face is just not wet,
just normal.
Yeah,
and her hair doesn't get all stringy. It looks like she's putting it up in a bun for the funeral.
Yes,
so that'll be something at least until I don't know some witch windery gets a hold of it. But regardless, so basically she gets led, you know, on a merry chase, just kind of following him. And did they actually kiss?
Yeah.
They did kiss.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Yeah, okay. And so then he kind of disappears in the crowd, but she sees him and then they're at the gate for the house and everything. And so she follows him through the gate and then coming off the porch, it's Deirdre in the dress.
And the necklace.
And the necklace from last week. She starts talking to her about all like, you've felt so alone because you're disconnected from your family and your blood and like you need to be here and blah, blah, blah. But as usual with these demons, he goes too far. And she's like, you're not who you say you are.
That's why I said this feels mean, because I knew from the minute she appeared, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is not her at all. Yeah, it stank from minute one.
Absolutely, from minute one. Then it was like actually very weird because then she just woke up on the sidewalk outside of where she took the shot. So did any of that actually happen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
I could go either way. And I don't think it's really important, but I could go either way.
Yeah. I'm really, I don't know. I'm okay just kind of being like, I don't know. I will never know.
Yeah. So, okay. Part of the business that Ciprian was doing while Rowan was having her magical walkabout is that he had to go to the morgue. And, he went to the hotel to touch the elevator. But everything was like staticky.
Scrubbed of memories.
Yeah. But he also managed to get a visual of someone who got in the elevator with her.
Yeah, when he touched her body.
Yeah. That was later. That's right. Also, Cortland has managed to get up to Rowan's room. Also, there was a big focus on her birth control pills, which worries me. Like he was pulling stuff out of her suitcase and he took the pills and he looked at them for like a solid 2 seconds and then he threw them down. And then they were in the shot of all of her things the rest of the time. I'm not loving that.
Me neither. Ew.
So I noticed it. Because he paid no mind to her laptop and then he kind of threw it so it was out of frame. But the pills sat there.
Oh, I don't care for that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They also made a comment. So somebody made a comment on our last week's episode, and then they made a comment in this episode that Rowan is the 13th witch. So that is clearly important. So I can't imagine that Lasher wants to impregnate her also.
Yeah.
But
I don't know,
just saying.
Yeah. I don't care for that.
So he's being a little suspicious as well. We still don't know who was on the elevator.
Nope.
Yeah.
But Ciprian sent a sketch to his associates.
Talamasca.
At the Talamasca. I need to get there.
I'll get there.
Talamasca.
So he got back to his apartment at the same time Rowan did. Lasher actually started a fire. I thought he just pulled the alarm.
Me too.
Yeah, big yikers. So they get back around the same time and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I think so." And they go back upstairs and he explains everything to her off screen, which is dope because we don't need that again.
Mm-hmm.
And so she finally is like, "I want you to touch me again because like I think you'll like get it." And he wants to do it as well because he'll get more information. Because also creepy that he saw her birth.
Yeah.
I want them to bone slightly less now.
I mean, it's not like he was like front row cervix or anything like that. I mean, I think it was more or less like the taking of her from Deirdre.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was sitting there watching like
no, of course
placenta.
not. I'm just saying it's weird. It was very sexy when they touched hands again.
It was very sexy.
And it seems like he does understand.
Yes. And there was a thing with the guy at the morgue who handed Ciprian that flyer for like the Brotherhood.
Which feels like anti-witch propaganda.
Yeah. Like big time white hat gross things.
Yeah.
And there was a red flag. And
it didn't seem great.
Yeah, anytime a white man is like, "Hey, be part of the Brotherhood," I'm immediately suspicious.
I have this flyer. Would you like to come to my meeting?
Yeah, I'm like, "You touched the body of a real witch."
No, thank you.
No, I don't want that.
And then the only other thing is that we had another flashback to the 1600s with Aoife and Suzanne. And I guess I was calling her Aoife last week, but that was Suzanne. Aoife is the one who died.
I was confused.
Yeah. So she died in this episode. She got gored by a boar, which if you've read any sort of historical fiction or fantasy drama, you know that is...
They are bastards.
An immediate death sentence.
Yeah.
So also it was like...
Her insides were outside.
Yeah. That's not where those go.
If it was 1681 and my insides were outside, I'd be like, I'm dead.
I would also be calling for the henbane.
Yeah.
So she basically tells Suzanne, she's like, "You're ready for this. Like you can do it or whatever." And Suzanne is like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. And she was like, "I'm not like a healer and I don't believe in blah, like the scripture or whatever." And she's like, "Well, you have to be my guide." Like,
yep. And she said she was afraid of death as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's important.
I really am digging the 1600s stuff.
They're just also dirty.
They are so dirty.
That man that walked in there, Barry Hanley, I was like, this motherfucker is the cleanest one I have seen thus far.
I'll be honest, though, it is really making me want to live my best swamp witch life.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to wear big skirts with pockets and vests over a flowy blouse.
Well, you can come visit me in my loft witch house. Yeah. And we can just kind of like back and forth.
I'll take the bottom floor. You take the top floor.
Amazing. Great. I'll take the folding doors walls. Yeah. I will absolutely
It was a wall of folding doors for sure. Okay, yeah, I think that's mostly it. Next week is a funeral, it looks like. Jack Huston is not getting any uglier.
Nope.
In fact, potentially getting hotter the eviler he goes. Yeah. There also this woman, she made eyes at a woman on the street named JoJo, I think, because that looks like that woman she made eyes at.
With the sparkly outfit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
maybe she's part of the coven.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. I'm interested in whatever's going on there. And well, we did also get confirmation that neither Cortland nor Carlotta actually have witch powers.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Uh-huh.
But Cortland has a lot of the regular kind of power.
Yes. And I'm sure he puts all of the stuff together to make sure stuff happens.
Yeah.
I just want to know more. I want more information. I want all of the information, and I can't wait to get it.
Yeah, me too. So we'll be back next week with episode 4.
Bye.